Thank you, Ellen. Let me take you back to our general news a bit for a story that is interesting here. The National Security Adviser Monica Juma has spelled out a 5-point plan to deny terrorist organizations access to finances and in effect limit their capabilities and reach. This was revealed as key policy and decision makers in the counter-terrorism sector from 8 countries in the continent gathered in Nairobi. The one-day meeting under the theme Countering the Financing of Terrorism focused on strategies to detect and disrupt the growing sophistication of terrorist financial networks in physical and virtual spaces that enable them raise, move, store and launder funds for the activities.
The third Nairobi Caucus Regional Conference kicked off in Nairobi, bringing together key policy and decision makers in the counter-terrorism space. The meeting focused on ways to starve terrorism networks of finances.
Further, the international requirements are that countries develop a good understanding of the terrorist financing risks and takes appropriate and proportionate actions to mitigate those risks. This includes focused, proportionate and risk-based measures.
Kenya's National Security Adviser Ambassador Monica Juma, giving the keynote address, highlighted 5 key areas of focus to address the critical challenges and exploit opportunities to deny terrorism networks of funds.
This caucus could play an invaluable role in creating secure information sharing platforms that help to disrupt terrorist financial networks, and also that improve collaboration for us to address the borderlessness of this challenge.
Juma proposed the enhancement of financial intelligence capacity and joint collaboration, putting in place a robust policy and regulatory framework to seal existing gaps, cultivating effective public and private partnerships to improve detection and reporting of suspicious activities, consistent adoption and deployment of technological solutions to enhance monitoring and tracking, as well as develop measures to insulate informal financial systems from issues of terrorism financing.
It is imperative to reflect on how we ensure that we develop robust policy and regulatory frameworks that are harmonized and that seal existing gaps.
We are now in the final stages of our public consultations and public participation processes with respect to the review of the national strategy to prevent and counter violent extremism.
Similar sentiments were echoed by speaker after speaker as they delved into ways of collaboration to counter the financing of terrorism.
We are going to have to engage with multiple prongs. You know, there is no one single bullet to this problem, because the problem is not just local, it's not national, it's not regional, it is global. And therefore, it has to involve a whole of society. It is not a government problem. It is not the private sector. It is not the community.
Yes, we have invested in developing robust policy responses that allow a whole of government and a whole of society approach in dealing with the very dynamic threat of terrorism, including the financing of terrorism.
The one-day meeting was attended by African heads of counter-terrorism agencies and practitioners from Ethiopia, Kenya, Somalia, South Africa, South Sudan, Uganda, Zambia and Zimbabwe.